What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. The Treyarch gave us a patch update to make some changes to zombies, such as fixing the game breaking god mode glitches, where players were using this to exploit the game to grind camos and grind for XP to nearly prestige in a single game, just making that whole prestige grind very easy for them. They fixed some gobblegum issues, they made changes to high round strategies, and then also some new leaks came out about upcoming perks, a new zombie map coming, and some weapons that are coming, like a new wonder weapon. And these were all leaked on Twitter by a user by the name Filmo Leaks. So go over and have a look at their page if you want to have more in-depth knowledge about the leaks coming to the game. So as we know, the first season, which is season 1, is coming to us on November 14th. But it's also confirmed that there will be a new zombies map coming to the game alongside all the multiplayer maps. However, the zombies map is not going to come on November 14th. It's going to be a mid-season update around the 10th to the 15th of December. I'd say they'll drop it about then, because they don't want to drop it too close to Christmas either. But apparently rumour is that there's 6 DLC maps coming in total in 2025 for zombies. However, I think it's just going to be stuck to the same generic 4 DLC zombie maps. But this game has been a bit different to how the standard zombies has worked. So we don't usually get 2 full zombie maps that are as in depth as Terminus and Liberty Falls are. So we could see potentially more and more maps coming. They might just flood us with content, which I'm not saying no to. If they want to do that, go ahead, feel free. But hopefully the maps aren't filled with all these bugs and glitches like Terminus and Liberty Falls have been at the start. Now moving on to the perks. So for all the OG players and players who have been playing Call of Duty Zombies for a while, we all know we're missing the fan favourite double tap root beer. But apparently there's been some information found in the game files suggesting that double tap is in the game files. And what double tap does is it gives double damage to your weapons, which in this game I think will go huge, especially because there's so many guns that just aren't usable towards the mid to high rounds, and it's making for the zombie camo grinds really tough on them. So being able to get that gun to gold rarity triple pack a punch alongside double tap is going to make a complete change to how the game is. But it may make the game a bit too easy as well, so hopefully if it is coming, they'll find an equilibrium and have a good balance with the guns compared to the double tap root beer. However, double tap has been found in game files of previous games where the perk did not feature, such as Cold War, and it was found that it was just leftover coding from previous games that had double tap in it. So hopefully in due time we get to see double tap return, as it is obviously one of the fan favourite perks from the previous games, and it's one of the original perks that we first saw introduced into zombies. Now Vultrate has also been found in the files, which is kind of similar to Depth Perception in Black Ops 4 if anyone remembers it. However, Vultrate, you could stand in a mist and kind of go invulnerable for a minute, or for a couple of seconds, and you could pick up ammo from zombies as well when you kill them. So I'm guessing if it did get brought into this game, you'd be able to get salvage as well. But I don't know whether they need to bring back in the mist. Obviously it was a big part of the perk, because there's already so many ways you can escape from the zombies with the armor and stuff, so I don't think they need to make the game even easier for the new players. Maybe they can make some alternative changes to that. But it would make sense for a Vulture to return, as we have already seen the return of the jet gun, which was obviously one of the fan favourite weapons from Black Ops 2. It was featured on the map Transit. There are also some references to mule kick in the game files, which it would be good obviously to have 4 weapons, but I can already see the struggle of trying to get all 3 of your bullet weapons upgraded to gold rarity triple pack a punch alongside a knife. I feel like there's just too much going on. There's overstimulation of so many weapons. But again, I'm not objecting to more perks coming into the game, but I'm not sure whether mule kick would be one of the ones that we really need to see back in the game. Maybe they can come up with new perks as well, or just replace your knife with another bullet weapon if you want to do it, instead of having 4 weapons in your inventory at one time. However, Filmo has said that these could all just be leftover coding from previous games, as Depth Perception is also in the files, but as we know, Depth Perception is just a built-in aspect into the game. So maybe the mule kick is counting for the 3 weapons, 1 being the knife there, so that could just be the way that works. So we just have to wait and see to see what perks are coming in, because there is 2 slots on the one of his for the new perks, and hopefully we get to see them 2 new perks coming into season 1 or down the line. Now Treyarch announced that there is going to be more LTM game modes than there ever has been in any game before. Now they can be a lot of fun and a change in pace to what we're used to in zombies, but overall I personally think they're just a bit gimmicky, and I don't really find myself playing them too much, especially in Cold War where they had the Hellhounds or the Jingle Hounds. I didn't really play that game out too much, but maybe they can entice players by playing it by introducing some rewards specific to this, some blueprints, some operator skins, maybe some calling cards, which will get players in playing them game modes more, or offer maybe more XP for playing them game modes. And some changes coming to high rounds, as we already know, they made a change to the high round strategy previously where you could use a chopper gunner and just constantly keep getting mutant injections, or use different score streaks and get mutant injections from the elite bosses, which would make the high round strategy really easy. However, as we all know, there is a total of 3 self-revives on solo. You can only use them a maximum of 3 times. You can keep crafting them until you hit the third one, and then you can no longer craft them. But there was a way players were bypassing this cap and not having to use self-revive at all. So obviously the augments are in the game. So there's an augment on the quick revive perk known as Dying Wish, which gives you invulnerability when you get to 1 HP. So you don't go down, but it's supposed to be capped at 3 uses as well in this game, but there was a way to bypass it that players found out, that if you just saved the game on solo and load it back in, it would reset the counter for these 3 charges. So you could just keep doing this infinitely and just keep getting to the higher rounds. So they fixed that issue in the game, and hopefully that was one of the last kind of god mode easy high round exploits, because getting to high rounds would be difficult. It shouldn't be easy and shouldn't have too many exploits in the game. As you know, this game is pretty easy to get the high rounds, especially compared to older zombie maps and older zombie games. It was pretty tough, take a long time, especially now that there's the save mechanic in the game, which I'm not saying that's bad, it's great. It enables players to hop into the game and then not have to worry about getting to the high round in that one run. And then they also fixed some issues where the Gobblegum names were wrongly displayed in your pack. So say you had a Perkaholic, maybe it would say who's keeping score, so you'd accidentally equip that who's keeping score, but it'll be a Perkaholic when you're in your game. So it's kind of confusing players and getting them to activate the wrong Gobblegums at the wrong times. So that's now fixed. Now, big news about weapon returning to the game, and I'm really excited for it. If this is true, I can't wait to use it. And apparently the Ray Gun Mark II has been found somewhere in the files, and if you get to see this gun return, you're not going to see it out of my hand. I'm using that one in the bar Goblin every game and making sure I get that Ray Gun Mark II, and hopefully it's very good in this game. And I wonder will it still have that kind of weird glitch that I used to have where it would boost your speed if you jumped and shot the gun. It made you get into really weird shortcuts on the map Die-Rise. But overall, I'm looking forward to see if they bring in older wonder weapons like they had in previous games, and again keep bringing in new wonder weapons, because we can't just keep using old skins and old weapons in the game. We need to keep progressing and advancing on with zombies. So some nerfs coming to the game, not just for zombies but for multiplayer as well, are nerfs to weapons. So ARs and shotguns have all been nerfed, and SMGs have been buffed. As for zombies, this is going to completely change, especially for Terminus, the Easter egg. Using the ASG shotgun was kind of the meta, I felt like. This might change up how people go through the games now, and what guns they're going to bring into higher rounds, because we don't really see a lot of people using SMGs in the game. It's mainly just ARs and shotguns, so hopefully this is a good change coming to the game. So that's all from me here today. If you want to see more zombie updates, zombies gameplay, Easter eggs, tutorials and multiplayer gameplay and tips, make sure you like and comment on the video and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.